working with trying to sort of bridge the gap between what is our mythological past and the present, contemporary Indian design. That's really what we're interested in. So one of the themes that we had was to try and find a way to bring the sacred animals of India back into our cognitive conscience.
The reason why we thought of Wildlife SOS was because they have got the largest sloth bear conservation facility in Agra. They're doing some phenomenal work with leopards, and they have just recently rescued 2 very traumatized elephants from around Delhi.
We try to build like a character board for each animal, and then we've given that to every artist.
I decided to work with 2 animals. One was the gharial and the star tortoise. Gharial is it's an animal that when I was a child was fascinated because it's a weird crocodile. You know, his mouth is really weird, and in some ways like to see something very primitive. And the other was the star tortoise because the design of the shell is quite amazing.
So you had to do a little bit of this sort of mythological training, if it were, because they don't understand it. In fact, the guy from Japan doesn't even speak English. So even on email, I was talking with his assistants, and so the boards that went to them weren't conversations or words, they were visuals.
They send us brief with the main characteristics of the animals, and well, they sent me 2 animals, and it was the Indian peacock and the lion. Mainly I start working with the first sensation I get from those words. The lion, it's a vehicle of Rahu. It's like a planet who produces eclipses, and also it's connected with conquer and power. And I kind of mix this idea of infographic designs and trying to produce pieces with some icons and some small parts that gives you the idea of what I'm talking about.
The Garuda of Vishnu is a protector, and that in Garuda we trust is coming from, it's a slight play in God we trust, because that's sort of the US symbol.
The peacock was connected with a god that tried to conquer the 6 vices, so it has some symbols like hearts, and also the idea of feathers. It has 6 feathers representing each vice.
I think graphic art is a very young little toddler at this moment, but what a great time to begin, and what a great time to actually do a show like that.